Hello, my chaotic crew. Bentley Michaels here. Hey, have you gone to awesomedice.com yet? Have you ordered dice? Have you then at checkout proceeded to use the discount code chaotic at discount at checkout for 50% off on discounts and checkouts and discounts and checkouts? Well, I really wish you would. Go there. Let them know that we sent you by using the promo code chaotic. Get 15% off of your order. If you're a DM and you're part of a group and that sort of thing, this is the perfect thing. Get a big old order. Get on the website together. Make it a fun outing at your session. Order all the dice that you want, and then proceed to use the discount code chaotic at checkout for 15% off. Also, have you gone to iTunes? Have you given us 5 stars? Have you given us a thumbs up? Please just, we're so sad, give us likes. Woo-hoo! But seriously, it does help us climb the charts and beat all other podcasts. But until you've done both of those things, there's only one thing to do, my chaotic crew. And it's time for that music. Let's hear it.
In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
And welcome back to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's #1 5e D&D real play podcast, hosted by me for season 3, Bentley Michael Z. To my right, I have
Caleb as Cinder Darkloft.
Oh boy.
Dash is Paley as Ian Earth.
Milo is Ren.
And via Google Hangout, we have
Rhett as Durok Dragonsbane.
And last time, our adventurers, they got their unis. They got some breakfast. Durok eating a comically large stack of flapjacks. Ren swearing, professing that the cousin will never meet Ulagon. Maybe he doesn't care because he doesn't believe in that god, but Ren will have his revenge. You guys got your goblin workers. You got your clipboards.
You got a probe.
You got a probe in the back, and then and you guys are making your way down the trail. To more of the center of the landmass. You're going for a couple hours, but it's a lot of it is downhill, so you're moving at a decent pace. You don't want to go too fast because then the horse's legs will, you'll flip over. But you're moving at a decent pace. And you're starting to sort of like sink into the landmass, whereas before you were like much more on the top. The more you go down, you've noticed that the goblins may have started in the center of the landmass originally and started mining outwards, whereas now you guys, like a swarm of locusts, and by you guys I mean the people in the tunics, have started formed a large perimeter around the whole landmass and just started moving in slowly. And you're chipping away, and you're starting to sink down farther into the landmass, as to where it's becoming less and less of dusty and dirty rocks. You can start to see much more foliage, much more trees, and I think rainforest type stuff. But there's still, covering all the rocks. So it's like it hasn't been clear cut. It hasn't been, killed essentially. You'll see different little sort of side paths with like wooden signs, arrows, and those aren't some of them look very old and dilapidated and run down, and those are, probably to old mining sites, that sort of thing. After a couple hours journey, you get out there, it's starting to become nighttime, and you get to where you are going. As you get there, the on-site manager is like, God, took you guys long enough. Hurry up, get these workers out. These guys have been loaded up, ready to go. You're late. Hurry up, let's go. And that's where you're at.
Sorry, it's this guy's fault. And I point to the guy that came with us that we don't really know that's supposed to take over for him.
Okay. Oh. He goes, oh, man, Thea, get over here.
Yeah, Thea. Go.
Yeah, come on, Thea, get over there.
Do your job.
He's an elf, so,
Elf?
hints the name in the ears, and he just looks at you. And like goes over there and with his clipboard, and he starts to manage the situation. He goes, all right. And what was your name again? Fosco?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Start unloading those people and getting them to the right caves.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go do your job.
All right. And I guess I go around back and I start.
And
doing that.
he's got the other clipboard. He's like checking the people going on the thing, since he knows what to do. And a lot of the workers, like you open up the back of the thing, and they start getting out. Underneath the thing, there's like a little ramp you can like pull out, like a moving truck, so they can all just like start to go down. And they all hold out their hands because they're in shackles.
I let them all free.
Do you have the keys?
Do I?
No. You would think that Thea has the keys.
Thea, you little SOB. These people need keys for their shackles. I can't really let them out.
He holds them up. He's like, come get them.
Is this how this is going to go?
I'm checking the people in. So come get them. And he's over there like checking, like getting names and doing.
I put my hand out.
So you walk over to him?
Yeah. And I put my hand out to catch the keys. I don't reach up and grab them because I know he's just going to pull them away.
Oh no! I mean, he's writing. Like he shook them, but then he goes back to writing. So
okay.
You walk over to him,
and I put my hand out.
All right, he tosses them to you. He's like, "Now go."
I thought it was going to be harder than it was. All right.
That's the name of this podcast.
I thought it was going to be harder than it was.
Just open the door.
Had to use the crowbar.
Yeah. Am I passing any of my compatriots as I'm going back to the goblins?
I mean, they're over with the goblins. Like
okay.
You guys, I would imagine you guys are trying to at least somewhat blend in and look like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
So yeah, I want to take a look at the clipboard if I can. And
you would have to go over to Thea and fly up.
Okay. On my way though, before you do that, I want to say, are we just letting these guys loose? Like, do we care if they do their job or not?
No, I don't think we actually care.
You
realize we're not actually soldiers.
I know they're excited to work and stuff, but
just let them go and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I guess that's true. They know what to do.
Yeah,
right?
they know where to go.
They think that we know what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
so.
They're looking at you like holding their hands up, like.
Okay. Yeah, I go.
Can we get to work?
I unlock them all.
Okay, great. You unlock all your workers, and they go over to the little tool rack, and they grab their stuff, and they start to make their way off, sort of into the darkness, where you assume they know where they're going, and it all seems very normal and natural.
As they're filing off, I kind of want to, under my breath, say, "Want to kill that Theo guy, right?"
What?
To the goblins?
Yeah.
What? Thea?
Isn't that his name? What was the manager's name?
Thea?
Yeah, Thea.
Why? What's wrong with him?
He's the worst.
You're a weirdo. And the goblin kind of puts his pickaxe up over his shoulder and turns around and is like, I'm going to get to work. You tell him that I'm doing a good job.
Sure thing. But straight up, we want to murder him, right?
And he's just walking away from you.
All right.
Straight up.
And he's he's looking at you like the other goblins, like when they thought they didn't trust you, and they were like, is this a trick?
No. Okay.
They think you're trying to trick them.
Okay.
Because you are talking about murdering their bosses, basically.
And then I say it in Goblin and see if that gets a different reaction.
He's still he looks surprised, but he's still looking at you, and he's marching off to do his work.
All right, I tried.
In the notes that that are written, I want to see if there's anything that says that they're from number 3 or the outpost number 3 in the manifest
in the dossier.
If there's anyone from
the checklist that he's with the names that he's
if there's anything that indicates that they might be from level 3. Since I've read the handbook, maybe there's a little notation somewhere.
Sure. You would notice. So what? You're going to walk up to him and then float next to him and look over his shoulder at his clipboard?
Sure.
Okay, he doesn't notice you. I just rolled. He got a 5, and he doesn't notice Ren floating up behind him. What you will see is like what seems to be like a normal printed sheet, but yes, you'll notice that there is a small selection of names that seem to be like handwritten in.
Okay.
And if that is your intent, is your intent, then you would think maybe that is the answer to your question.
Yeah, I want to take note of those to ask Probe about those specific goblins or slave people to talk to. Okay. To find out what happened at Outpost 3.
Hey, what's Duroc doing?
I don't know. I feel like, honestly, like if these guys were going to go down working, I would be like supervising them, making sure that they're actually working until we figure out what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, I would imagine, having read the handbook, that you would know that you guys are kind of supposed to follow them and make sure that they're working, yes.
Yeah, as they're in there, too, and they're, if they start moving stuff around, I'm like,
hey, that's not the most efficient way to move this stuff. Bend with the legs, or whatever.
Lift with your back, not your knees.
Cool.
I've seen dwarven children move Earth better than this.
Oh, that implies a lot.
Okay. So they seem weirded out by you shouting at them in this new way, and they're like, all right, well, fine. How would you do it then?
No. Nice try.
And he starts working.
Well, if you got all these great ideas, otherwise keep it to yourself, man. We've been doing this a while. We kind of know what we're doing.
You need to make an example out of one of them.
Ooh.
just kill him on the spot.
No,
Beat him
don't
to death
kill
with
him.
my
Just
fists until there's nothing but a blue puddle left.
No, don't kill him. Just like snap one of his arms, And then a useless worker is a
Let's be
dead
reasonable,
worker.
man.
God, you sound like Greg.
No, I don't punish him. When he says, shut up or whatever, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, I guess I don't really care about this all that much.
Okay. So
I keep the keys, by the way.
Okay.
I don't give them back to what's his name.
Okay. That's fine. You would probably assume that, that's not an uncommon practice. So they're all working in the mines. You guys are working in the mine, or you guys are supervising. They're bringing out. They've got this big new shiny vein, and it kind of like reflects the darkness.
Ooh.
And
Duroc likes shiny.
yeah, Duroc likes shiny.
Shiny good.
Move! I grab the pickaxes and just start digging myself. Finally, as soon as that silver shines through.
It's actually.
Do you really?
It's actually platinum.
Whoa.
Oh, in that case.
Do you really? You don't?
No. Duroc's pretty. Dwarves are pretty lustful for shiny things, but Duroc's pretty good at resisting that. So.
Okay.
I was just joking.
He's been nobility for a while.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that urge.
Do I going in to where the working is going down?
Okay.
Do I see anything that it resembles like an artifact or anything, or is it just raw material?
It's kind of like it's just like a mining cave, and you see like the big vein of platinum, sort of like on the back wall. Like right now, it just kind of looks like they're sort of digging around it. And it looks like a sliver. So it's like they're digging it out, but then also as they dig out around it, they're lopping it off. So there's two teams like digging out like this back hole in this wall. So it's like, a reverse donut basically. You could put a donut on it, and then they chop off like the middle part, like as it gets sort of clear.
And what's the lighting situation in here?
It's there's torches and stuff. It's low light, but goblins have dark vision, so it doesn't really bother them.
Good old Cinder doesn't, so just a heads up, everybody.
So you guys are,
Either.
you guys will have, like, if you're trying to notice something, it'll be like a larger roll or something like that. Okay. Has Ren rejoined the group, or?
Yeah, if I could meet up with Probe and maybe ask him about some of these names that I saw on the list that were at Outpost number 3.
Okay. So you meet up with Probe. Probe sees you.
Hello, Ren, friend. What do you need of Probe?
And like as he kind of continues to like swing and dig. Clank.
You're
Clank.
doing great. You're doing great work here.
Probe knows this.
You've talked to people around here.
Sure.
Have you met anyone from Outpost 3?
Oh, sure. There's some here in our group.
And can you point them out to me?
Sure. That guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy.
I go to the second that guy,
All right.
and I say, thank you, Probe.
Probe is here to help. Hey, Ren and Friends.
Ren and Friends.
He kind of like whispers it.
Ren and Friends.
And then goes back to... Okay, so you go over to that guy number 2, who's just hacking away. He's a clink, clink, clink. He's got like a hand hammer and a chisel more. Like he's like one of more like the refined workers. He's much more in the vein, a little bit like farther like into the mine. You know, it's a sort of vast expanse and it's starting to narrow. You imagine that they kind of like continue to like make it bigger as it goes up, and they get farther and they kind of... so they had to sort of start this way. But yeah, and you're walking right by, or hovering, whatever you're doing, this fine, like sort of like, this piece sticking out of platinum as like, very carefully other people are like, getting good samples and like getting all the fine excess stone that's still sort of around it. Like they're refining it almost on the spot and then like chopping a chunk off rather.
I'll walk up to him and say, it's break time.
We just got here.
Put down your hammer. I need to talk to you right now.
I've been here for
Are you
less than 10 minutes.
denying me? I am your master, and you will put down your hammer, and
You
we
are
will have a
definitely not
conversation.
my master. You are
Beat him.
like a manager, but you're definitely not my master.
Look, you're out of line, man. You've got a manager.
Are you with him?
Beat him.
I feel like Jurok would be hanging out with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
All right.
Look, I don't think it's unreasonable that he just asks you, real quick, to come over here.
Well, I mean, you're standing right next to me. You came up to me. So where do you want me to go?
Away. We gotta go over here. Can you just follow us for a moment? We gotta fill out some paperwork with HR.
More red tape.
Haven't you read the handbook?
Look, you don't have to come off the clock or anything. You can stay on the clock.
So did Vriarm do something wrong?
Vriarm didn't do anything wrong. HR just needs you to help clear some things up.
All right. Let's hurry this up so I can get back to work.
So he follows you wherever you guys take him.
Okay, we'll just like kind of go around the corner, ideally where there's not a lot of.
It's
other
not really a
goblins
corner.
or-
It's an open sort of cave situation that they're burrowing in. So if you want to walk more towards the entrance, that would be your better bet.
Yeah, where there's not as many people gathered around.
Okay, sure.
And I just kind of like take out my book and I kind of look at it and I say, so we have here that you were at Outpost number 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, so what?
Outpost number 3 was destroyed.
Yeah, Sarvok.
Do you know what you guys were looking for there? What you had discovered?
Same stuff as we're looking. All the output. We're all looking for the same stuff. We're mining the stuff,
Do you have an
putting it out to the world.
idea of why your outpost was destroyed?
What? No, I don't know. Freaking dragon came out of the sky. What do you expect? What? I'm in communication with the dragon.
Vriarm, is that what
Master.
you're trying to say?
What about the lady in gold? I heard that she was.
Oh, the golden lady.
Yes.
Yeah, she totally. She came through. She put out some fire. She set some stuff up. It was pretty great. It was cool. I didn't believe in her. And then I saw this lady come out of nowhere, wearing black and gold, put down fires. Like rescuing people. She took out a couple guards. I mean, no offense.
Oh,
Dude, it was messed up.
where did she go from there? Did she?
I have no idea. What? I followed her? No, I'm here in a mine.
Okay.
She left. She disappeared into the night. Does that help your story, your fan fiction you're writing over there?
This is a perfectly legitimate HR document,
Of course.
and your
Vriarm
tone
believes you.
is getting noted in here as
Great.
insubordinate.
Great. Note it twice.
I'm gonna kick you against that rock if you pipe up out of line again.
All right. Go ahead.
Do it, Derek.
All right, I kick him.
Okay.
I have to, unfortunately.
We got to teach these.
Unfortunately.
We've got to teach these goblins a lesson sometimes.
All right, so what do I do?
Make like a
Strength?
Yeah, just like strength attack because you're kicking him, or an unarmed strike attack.
Do I have guide?
No. Oh, from Ren, he didn't bless you.
Yeah, guidance. Yeah, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
Okay.
Please don't crit and kill this poor.
No, I didn't.
He is a little.
You cracked his head, and he.
All right, I rolled a 10.
No. So you kick. So
It's so embarrassing.
You get like really huffy, and then like you kick, but he just kind of like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He just kind of like moves to the side and it goes by him. He's like, "What are you doing?"
And let that be a warning to you. If I really wanted to kick you, I would kick you through a field of gold.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
could kick you to the moon and back.
Yeah. Thanks for cooling me off with that fan there. Is there anything else you need for your document? And he's like, or can I just get back to doing my job?
Let's just go a little bit deeper into this.
No, here we
Cameron.
go.
You go do your thing and be a slave forever. Enjoy your
I like my
life
job.
of servitude.
I like my job.
In this mine, can I
Yeah.
make? Can Peleus make an see if he can attune and make an Arcana check and see if he can feel if there's any magic coming from any particular direction?
Do you?
Yeah. If you'd like to.
Are we hanging out?
I'm down there with you guys.
But you and are you with what's going on now?
Yeah, I imagine I'm
Okay.
in the.
So we're just all
Vicinity.
together in that big open donut.
Yeah.
11. Bummer. That was a low roll.
All right. So you attune and it's supposed to sort of like you feel magic being pulled or something like that?
Yeah, it's to see if I sense magic from anywhere.
Okay, I would say that if you're facing the like you walked into the mine rather. God, I did not
Right.
talk. If you walked into the mine, you would sort of be facing north. So it's like you came south, and then it's like the mine is like on a
Its
a
own
piece of rock
yeah.
thing, and so we'll just say for easy thing, it's facing north. If anything, you would feel like a little pinprick in your back of magic, and you would think if you turned around and faced towards the center of the island, you'd be like curious, but it's just a pinprick.
Fellas, gather around real quickly, my constituents.
Yeah.
I got a bit of a
Durok comes over after like talking trash about kicking a goblin. You see Vriarm walking by. Couldn't even hit me. Jeez, what a loser.
I could have.
He's
Alright.
mumbling to himself.
All right, calm down. I got a bit of a pinprick of magic. I sensed a pinprick of magic heading north towards the center of the island. In this cave, I think.
Center would be south. You're facing north, so you would have
You
felt
felt
it
it in
behind
your-
you.
I felt it in my backside. I felt a prick in my backside.
Whoa. Okay, before I do what I'm about to do, I need to know what you mean by magic in your back.
Ulog, I sensed magic
Like, is
coming
this
from
weird stuff, or
directionally south of me,
Okay.
from the center of the island.
In that case, give me a second, and I walk in the direction of south.
Okay, so you go back to the opening of the cave or the mining
I want to
cave.
be in the opening,
Okay,
but at the south end of the opening.
well that would be the opening.
I guess. Okay, then yes.
Okay.
And I open my mouth, and you see, you see this.
This is the grossest skill any character could have.
You see the tongue glow blue, and then
Okay.
and then I cast detect magic.
Hit it.
Yeah. So for the duration, I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
In a 30-foot area, I would say that you see maybe a couple of guards light up. You see faintly like like a couple of the workers like sort of light up, like maybe they have innate magical abilities, they just don't know how to do it, or they're just not doing it because whatever. As far as like one of the guards,
Anything suspicious, like specifically egg-like or shaped?
no.
Within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Within 30 feet of you, absolutely not.
Okay.
But you also feel a somewhat of a pinprick, almost like someone took like, the small thread of a shirt and ripped it out, facing south towards the center of the island. And it's ever so slight, where you just kind of feel like, what? Huh. And that's not usually how that works.
Yeah. I relate that to you guys, and I say, I think they're looking in the wrong place for this egg.
You also know that they are also genuinely mining for things here.
Yeah.
As you see a huge vein of platinum that they're talking.
Yeah.
All right,
I think this mine is strictly for monetary gain. I don't think it's.
I think it's time we play hooky from work, huh? Maybe skip out on this lame-ass job.
It's time we maybe dig a little deeper.
Oh, good one.
It sounds like an adventure I went on before. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So what would you guys like to do? Tell me your thing, because there's other guards here. There's other, they're still loading some people up. They're getting ready. So it's like if you guys, there's your old friend. What was his name? Vriar
Tyron or Theory?
Tian or where is? Oh yeah, Thea.
Oh, Thea. Sorry.
Freon.
Thea, the rural hounder, and he's loading people up. There's still, there's the last guard contingent that was there. Also, you sort of see, like, if you want to look out, like, you can see, like, other dig sites somewhat nearby, but, I mean, that's a relative term, and as far as, like, hundreds and hundreds, maybe a quarter mile, like, over there, like, you're kind of down far enough to, like, it's almost like a shelf, like you've gone down a layer type of thing, and like, you can kind of see, like, other...
Ren, I saw you talking to Probe earlier. Did he say anything about where he thought the egg was? Or does he even... Yeah, he knew about the egg. Yeah, he told us.
Yeah, he just knew
about
the
the
eggs.
Yeah, he knows that that's what they're looking for. I think we should grab him, and maybe we should just start heading in this general direction that you guys are sensing.
Like maybe play like he's in trouble and we got to take him for some lashings or something.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Because I got my whip. Wait, this... Should we cut that?
What?
Taking
No.
him for lashings
No.
and I have a whip?
Nope.
It's fine.
We're not going to cut that. All right, here's what we're going to do, right? We've got this unruly goblin here, Probe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we're going to take him out and we're going to recenter him, you know what I mean?
Put him on the right path.
So we'll tell him, we're just going to take him out into
Do
the...
to Probe what Duroc couldn't do to Vriar.
Yeah, and it takes 4 of us to do it.
So I'm gonna grab Probe and kind of let him in on our little plan.
Oh, like a trick. Probe understands.
And then I'm gonna
Might
tell...
get hit.
And then we're all gonna start walking out of the mine, and I'm gonna tell
Okay.
the guard, and I have Probe kind of by the neck, and I go,
This little scalp here, yeah, he's been quite unruly. Me and my friends here are going to take him out into the jungle and show him what for, you know what I mean?
And I say...
All 4 of you?
Yeah, oh, it's going to be gross.
Off the books.
And I say, hand me those shackles. Let's get him shackled up.
All right, roll me. I want you to all of you roll me deception rolls.
Can I give guidance to someone?
Ren does what he wants. So
Okay, I give guidance to myself then.
okay.
"Oh, it's
Yeah, you can
selfish."
touch. You
It's
can
pretty
touch your own hip.
14.
Okay, meets.
Non-natural 20.
Great, killed it.
And you had guidance.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
Duroc.
9.
Oh boy.
8 minus 1, so 7.
I don't know what these guys are about, but you and I...
You and I mean, we're great deceptors.
Yeah. Thea goes, why doesn't the shorter half of your crew stay back and do their jobs, in the mine? I mean,
You know what? I agree with you. This I hated you before, but I think you're right. Why don't you two go check out what's going on inside?
Okay.
And my friend Jopa Poop,
You can just call me Mr. Poop. That's fine.
Mr. Poop and I are
Jandar.
Jandar.
Mr. Poop and I are gonna go take care of business, if you know what I mean.
All right. Make it quick. Dig a hole.
Poop business.
All right.
Classic.
All right, dig a hole.
So Duroc, I don't want to be in here. What do you think about me dropping some create food in the middle of this and causing a ruckus, and then we sneak out?
Or we could just walk away, and when they're not looking, quickly try to catch back up and leave.
I mean, the guards are the only one there. Like, they're not going to...
I like the distraction idea a little better.
I mean, you can. You can...
That doesn't sound promising.
Go ahead.
You guys do what you... Yeah, do what you...
So yeah, we start walking in, and I look around to like a group of goblins.
Okay.
And I'll cast create food, and I'll create 45 pounds of food.
Lunchtime.
Like around
Once
the
again, you've been
largest
there
group
less
of
than a half hour.
goblins.
Casting food.
And see if the goblins start swarming it.
Okay. And how is this going to distract the guards for you to go south?
Ideally, they'll like all of these goblins will be running off of their posts and consuming food, and the other guards will be like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" And then we'll sneak off. I don't know.
Well, the goblins crit failed, so stupid goblins. Even though they've already eaten, they crit failed. So they, they're like, "Oh my god, food from the sky! Holy crap!" And let's see how my guards are. They are very observant, and the ones that are running over, like, they run over and they're like, "Hey, what's going? You guys already what's going?" And the only person you now have to get by is Thea, as he's like finishing loading up the goblins. Is
The old crew.
yeah, and the other two that were part of that little what do you call it? Train trestle. Frickin', what am I trying to say here? Why can I not think of words anymore?
Wagon? Cart?
Yeah, the part of that
Caravan?
whole caravan. Thank you. Oh god.
Woo!
Part of that caravan. They all those are the two that ran over, and so they seem somewhat distracted, and Thea's just trying to get everything done. So if you would like to make stealth rolls, both of you, against Thea's intelligence, then we will see.
12.
Okay. Duroc?
8.
Both of you beat Thea's 4, so
Yes.
he's super annoyed. And while even though Duroc like sort of like trips over a rock and sort of rumbles his armor and stuff like that, he quickly gets back up, composes himself. He's like, and then like runs off into the forest after Peleus and Cinder.
All
So
right, so we're all gonna move, keep moving towards the center, and I want to make some more Arcana checks.
okay. So you guys start walking. Probe is extremely excited. He's never really been on an adventure like this before. He's super happy. He's like, "We did it. We tricked them. It was so much fun." Probe is very excited. Is this what you guys always do?
This is what Ren and Friends always does, and being part of Ren and Friends is very good for you, for Probe.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Very intelligent.
So, Peleus, if you'd like to roll your
Arcana.
magics.
Yeah. Natural 20, so 28.
And mine stays on for 10 minutes.
You find the egg.
Woo! It was
Dig
easy.
here.
All you had to do was walk 10 feet into the jungle.
Oh.
No, you get a very... Peleus, having been a world traveler, as you are, and having dealt directly with Inindrel on the island, you, with your natural 20... you guys always roll that stuff and it just cuts down. I mean, it's probably better for podcasting, but it always cuts through a bunch of stuff. With your natural 20, you definitely get an idea of that you're going the right way, and
Oh, yeah.
you're starting to feel sort of like a magical connection. And even more so, you remember that you have a magical map in your pocket of the entire island or the landmass. And you pull it out and you look at it.
He whips it out and he looks at it.
And now what you see with the natural 20, and I have it in my notes, it only works with the natural 20. Now what you see is much more of the center of the landmass. You sort of see where you had started. You sort of see the little tick, 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 tick of you guys moving, and it's always, and you just see a temple in the center of the landmass, and a golden line sort of like, once you see it on the map, you look up and you sort of see like this golden, almost like shining a laser through,
like an ethereal tether.
Yeah, exactly, an ethereal tether, and it's sort of like as you're walking, it's tethering you in the correct manner.
All right. Hey.
Naturally 20. I gotta read it to you. Let me see here. Where is it in here? Where it's like the map. The map changes. See, when you leave broader landmass tracks, golden glow lights your path. Will only show you to the center with natural 20.
Well done, Peleus.
Oh, thank you.
So mad.
And I tell him,
All right, boys, I've got this map and I've got this little golden ethereal tether. It's taking us directly where we need to go.
Only Peleus sees it. I mean, you guys can see the map, but you guys don't see the tether.
Wait
Trust
a second. Wait a second. Okay. I want to kill the dragon. Natural 20.
We're trying
that work?
to save
do
the
it?
dragon and use
we
the
do it?
dragon to our own devices.
I don't think that worked.
Sorry, I already picked up the dice.
Dang, game's over.
We win.
Okay. What, were you actually trying to do something?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
we're
yeah,
gonna
kill the
follow
dragon,
the
Kill the dragon.
that, and I tell them about it, the little like tether, and we're gonna follow it.
Okay, great. So you start to travel. You continue traveling through the jungle. It gets later and later into the night. The stars, when you can see them through the canopy of trees, it's getting more dense and dense jungle. There are different sort of obstacles as you're climbing up over rocks, down. But namely, you don't really notice it, but until like you kind of like look up, that you are going farther and farther and farther deeper down into the landmass, almost as like it's like a funnel or a cone, sort of with the landmass, but it's ever so gradual. It's not like when you were taking the goblins down where you really noticed it. This is as you're walking. You continue to walk, and you would imagine about midnight or 1, several hours later, with the stupid natural 20 of the map, you get to what looks like this very you kind of like come out into this area where there's like a really crazy like overhang, so it's almost like even though you've gone down, now like where you are, it sort of bubbles up around you in a sense, and in the center of it is just this big ol', the easiest way to put it is like a triangle, but it's just like covered in trees and foliage and vines and stuff like that, like where it just looks like this, obviously 3D or whatever, but it just looks like a sort of like a spike or a big old tooth sticking out of the center of the
Like
spire.
The jungle moons of Yavin 4.
Sure.
Guys, why didn't they start here?
I don't
This
know.
looks like the place where you
They're
should
not
explore.
very observant.
Well, they didn't have good old Peleus to guide them the way.
Yeah, I mean,
guess
like
that's
without, I mean,
The golden thread.
If you were just like one day, like I want to walk to the center of this island, like or landmass, you'd be like, all right, and like you could have found this, but you would just be like, oh, it looks like a crazy rock formation with trees and vines and moss and crap
It
all
wouldn't
over
mean
it.
anything.
Yeah, they're like, okay, great.
Okay, so I want to check and see around this structure if there's an entrance. Check for a special kind of entrance, or if it's just very obvious to me.
Okay, go ahead. What do you? What is that? Investigation?
Probably an investigation.
Yeah,
Unless it's magical.
yeah. Let's go with investigation.
I would like to guide you on that.
Thank you. So I get a D4.
Okay.
Sexy.
So many sexy results.
Guidance is really good.
Yeah, so that is a 22.
Wow,
That's
great.
decent, I guess.
Okay. You make your way around the circumference of this rather large, sort of just stone outcropping is kind of what looks like to you, and as you are 22, God, you're rolling good. It takes you a while.
Not so fast there.
Because of how
All right.
methodical he is.
It takes you a while, but you see a very interesting area, and you would you look at it, and if the vines, the moss, it just feels different to you in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you would like to tell your compatriots, or if they're following you, I don't know what you're doing, but if you would like to investigate that further, you may.
I'm
yeah.
trusting
so-
Peleus's.
But it
magic
took a while.
instinct.
All right, guys.
Let's get this clear.
Now, this little part,
Like at
this
least an
area, took me at least like an hour to find. It was really
yeah, I know.
difficult.
We were waiting for you.
But why
we
were
didn't
you gone
understand
for
it.
2 hours?
Yeah.
I was gone for 48 hours. I found this little area, and I think it's the entrance. So if you'll follow me, I'll show you.
Okay.
I want you all to make perception checks.
Can I say during that hour I was reading
Non-natural 20.
the diary of oh jeez. Ladies and gentlemen, the DM has given up.
I just dropped my mic. Who cares? We're all done. Everyone's dead.
But I want to have been reading Adric's diary or whatever it was.
Okay.
Just to get any information.
Like because I feel like in that diary, chances are there might be something mentioned about what they've found recently.
You
and
would
where
be
they're going.
insanely surprised to realize that this is a very, very sad man.
And that's pretty much it.
And how much, this is like the diary of a 14-year-old who loves My Chemical Romance.
Okay, I toss it in the middle of the woods. I don't even care.
Just in
Hadrick's diary.
We cut back to Hadrick after a long day, laying in bed, opens his drawer, and goes, "My spell book is gone." My diary. And he was going to write about like his cool 4 new friends that he thinks he's going to be really cool with.
They totally love. They'd love to go see
And
My Chemical Romance together.
and now he is upset, and he goes and wakes up Lily and has her start searching the entire building and then the town at 1 a.m. For his diary. Let me see something.
Mine was a 7 on my perception.
Okay.
10 for me.
18 for Durrock. Okay. And Peleus, you were non-natural 20?
Yes.
The bag of farts. So you guys, as you show him this, as you're like, they walk over, and he calls you over, and Peleus and Durrock both get the sense. Oh yeah, let's see what Probe thinks. Well, Probe's an idiot. So with the 3, he's like, "Oh, my friend Peleus found something," and he runs over, and so he runs over to you, and but Peleus and Durrock, you guys get the sense, just like the weirdest. You're both tricky men. Been in some sticky situations. You get the sense that there's possibly something else out there watching you, but you kind of brush it off as everyone, you guys all get together. And what Peleus shows you is he sort of pushes apart some vines and kind of like rubs off some moss. And what you see here is basically the same thing as the dragon stamp that you saw on the Goblin Gold, which was, from what you guys understood, was probably the sort of seal of Sidset Lady of the Yellow. And you see the same sort of dragon head with like the sort of sun rays all around it, and yeah, that's what you see right in front of you.
Guys, I think this is the entrance into the temple.
Probably about a little bit bigger than a basketball, like sort of circular circumference.
However, I'm getting a sense that we're not alone.
At this, I would scan the area probably.
Okay.
Do I roll?
Well, what do you like with your tongue?
Yes.
Stick out my tongue to look.
Or I don't know what you mean by scan the area. You mean just like look?
The fact that he like I didn't notice anything, but the fact that he feels uneasy, I would probably take another look around the perimeter because he says we're not alone.
Yeah, I mean it's a very, very large area, so I mean, sure, but you can look.
I don't think we're probably being watched. I think we are being watched.
I got a 16.
Okay, then with that, you start to sort of tune in, and you're listening to nature sounds at night, and you hear just very faintly an unnatural sort of what you feel to be an unnatural sort of like rustle in the bushes, but it's ever so faint. So could be something, or you could be looking for something that's not there.
You guys, did you hear that?
That
I just heard something in the bushes. Yeah, in the bushes.
I think the most important thing we do is we find a way inside of where this symbol is.
Well, maybe you and Probe, or whoever, find your way in, and we'll stand with our backs not to the jungle, ready to kill whatever comes out of there.
I'm going to see if I can open the entrance door.
Okay.
And while he does that, I imagine Durak and I will stand side by side facing the forest or whatever.
If there's any way I can help Peleus with his magical door opening, I would do that.
Okay.
I also have my sword out.
Great. Durak has donned his shield and his sword. Okay, Peleus, how would you like to try to open what you feel to be a door?
I've unfurled my whip.
Whipped it out.
I'm gonna see if I can find like a handle of some sort at first.
Okay.
Roll an investigation.
Yeah.
And if I could help with that, giving him advantage.
Okay.
And guidance.
Advantage and guidance.
Advantage and guidance?
Yeah.
Jeez, okay. Okay.
Did that really not help?
Hold on.
Really dumping everything into you,
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay. What you see
With
as
and guidance.
as you're looking around and you're kind of like feeling, you notice a sort of a seam that would make the if the dragon head thing with the sun and all that stuff is like that, you would notice sort of like a fine seam that makes it almost look like the coin or the stamp, if you will. Now that you've noticed it in the dark, you've got dark vision, right?
I'm half elf, so yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
I'm a half elf, so
I always forget who doesn't have it.
yeah.
Probe has a coin. What if we put the coin against this to try to open it?
All right.
Probe has a coin.
Probe has.
Oh, that's
has
right. He
the
had like a
Sidset-
necklace or something.
He has a golden coin. I want to ask Probe for the coin and try to push it against this symbol
Just
to
put
try
probe against it.
to try to open the seal.
I'm gonna try just pushing it in like it's a button.
The whole big circle thing?
Yeah, maybe because there's a seam, so maybe it indents.
Okay.
We haven't done enough nonsense yet for that to work.
That's true. So I try that, and maybe if I also like try to push and maybe like turn. Maybe it's like one of those where you push and turn.
The old push and turn?
Yeah, the old push and turn.
Okay.
Like child safety pill top.
Yeah. Okay. So flat hands, you push against it?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So both of them or one?
Both hands.
Uh-oh.
No, okay. You push it in two-handed, noticing the seam, and it goes in, and you're like, I'm doing it. And then the wall almost seems to replace where you started, and locks coming out of the side, locks both of your hands in. And you, it's starting to heat up a little bit.
You idiot.
Guys, I couldn't roll natural 20 every time. Sometimes you fail miserably.
Duroc, you mind watching guard? Apparently we've got a friend in need.
You got a friend.
Oh?
Duroc turns around and sees Paley stuck like arms deep in a wall. Oh.
And unmutes his mic.
Yeah. Look, this might be not obvious to you guys, not coming from a place as obnoxious as Würzburg, but some of our more obnoxious doors are voice-activated. Anybody try that one yet?
I'm more concerned with you getting me out of this trap.
Does Peleus relate that his hands seem to be heating up on the inside?
Yeah, my hands are getting warm. I think there's a fire trap. You should really get my hands out of this door.
All right, well, I hold my sword out. I'm like, don't move too much.
Do not cut my arms off. I swear, Duroc, I will lightning you, bull.
Can
With
you
my
use
nubs,
these
I'll
back? You always made it sound like you could grow your hands back.
So something I could do, Peleus, is I could banish you to another plane of existence, and if it explodes, you won't be on this plane, and you won't get hurt.
Cinder says, "Oh, that sounds good."
That's actually a pretty dope idea. Yeah. No, yeah. Banish me.
Can you bring him back?
Can you call
Yeah,
him
he
back?
comes back
I come
within
back
a minute.
automatically.
Yeah, within a
In
minute.
the same spot within a minute.
All right, so we have a
Spot?
failsafe.
This is the obvious solution to the problem.
Okay. So I start casting
Let's
the
have
spell.
let's have a fucking silly goose time.
But in the other
Tell us
world,
all about it.
in the other plane, I'm unconscious, right?
Yeah.
So then wouldn't I
No.
just come back just like prone on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't. I don't think you would still be stuck inside of this thing if you were
Right.
on the ground and not.
Well, hopefully we will have solved the problem.
Read me banish real quick.
Okay.
I like the idea of you going to like hell or something.
So
for a
you
minute.
attempt to send one creature that you can see within a range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless place. While there, a target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before the 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. Wow.
Do you tell us that you're thinking about this?
No,
or
I'm
do you
doing
just do
it. I'm doing it. At higher levels,
Oh,
when you pass this, I cast it at its regular level. So
Okay. So he seems like a willing participant.
we shouldn't have to make a save.
Yeah, Peleus goes, banish me now!
Hands are just like on fire.
They're definitely starting to heat up.
Why doesn't he just cast frost hands or something?
So I banish Peleus to
Okay. Let me
comfortable
roll.
place.
Well, let me
Ooh, there
let
you
me
go.
roll
Ideally.
a D8 to see which plane.
To a Call of Cthulhu.
He goes to the plane of air.
Right, but
The
So he
plane
goes to
of
an airplane. He's on a Delta
Wah,
Air flight,
wah.
red eye, just terrible
No,
service.
here we go. Yeah, he goes to the plane of air. Let me see if there's...
What's the deal with the peanuts?
That's what I was going for.
And I do step away from the general vicinity of...
You don't even trust it?
Yeah.
The plane of air is an open expanse with constant winds of varying strength. Here and there, chunks of earth drift in the openness, the remnants of failed invasions by denizens of the plane of earth. These earth moats serve as homes for the creatures of elemental air, and many moats are covered with lush vegetation. Other creatures live on the cloud banks infused with enough magic to become solid surfaces, strong enough to support towns and castles. So
It sounds annoying.
it's
Sounds like an
actually
interesting
You're
place.
just getting whacked around. by
it's
pieces of-
actually really cool that that's the plane that you went to.
I'm unconscious there, so I don't
Cool.
know.
So you show up on this sort of like floating thing in the sky, and it's really cool. And you'll see why maybe next session.
Sweet.
But so yeah, you're
Like,
unconscious.
here,
You're laying
I'll take
there on a floating thing, and he pops out of existence, and you see the head. The wall sort of like opens back up, and you see the head kind of go like and go back into place, and now it's like you guys found it.
Okay.
Was there any fire or anything that exploded from it?
I will say that you see the stone, like it's red, and it's sort of like fading back into stone color, like it's a burner having been turned off.
My detect magic lasts for 10 minutes as long as I'm concentrating. Do I see anything that indicates what, like a keyhole?
Did you
or
cast
something?
detect magic when you got here?
No,
you only cast
it was when we.
We left.
Yeah.
You were walking for several hours.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Okay.
as I stated, you guys got there around 4. You guys probably left by 5. It's now past midnight.
Well, I can do it at will, so I'll do it again.
Yeah, sure.
And I just want to know if I see like any indication of where something should go, even if I don't know
This
what that
entire
something is.
cone lights up in front of you. It's
Cone.
like, well, the spire out of the ground, the whole thing that
Yeah.
you've been.
Yeah.
The whole thing it looks like a lightsaber glowing.
Okay.
And where you're looking, you see the sort of the circular thing that's lined, and it looks almost like a dark reddish black magic.
Mm-hmm.
But then what you see in a more bluish that sort of matches the cone, where the eyes and the tongue are, you see bluer outlines around those.
So Peleus reappears after a minute.
Okay, so you guys, Durok, any words of wisdom when Peleus disappears?
Oh, finally.
Are you seeing anything out there in the woods? I saw the bushes move earlier.
Cinder, look, if something was going to attack us and kill us, it's got to go through me. You're totally fine. Oh, God!
What was that?
I'll take your word on it. I want to do an Arcana check on the door as well to see if I could, or investigation or whatever, to see if I can figure out what needs to happen.
Do I get the coin from Probe?
You can ask him for it.
With Sitset. Yeah. So Probe, can I have the coin just to try to open this door so we can go and meet this dragon?
No.
Please?
No. This is very important to me. But if you would like to tell me what you would like me to do, Probe is happy to help you.
If you could put it against the entrance, the symbol.
Okay.
I'm hoping that it will open with the magic that's within the coin.
Okay.
Can you cast
You're
Banish
assuming
again?
that there's magic in the coin. Got it. All right. So Probe, he asks to be picked up because he's a goblin.
I'll fly over and pick him up.
Okay. And you fly him up, and he holds the coin, and he puts the stamped side of it. He puts up against it. Nothing happens.
Okay. It's worth a shot.
Yeah. So I'll follow through on that Arcana or investigation check, whichever you want me to do.
For what again?
To see if I can figure out what needs to happen with this dang door.
I'm telling you, in Würzburg, we do the whole talking doors thing. Did anybody give that a go yet?
What do you want us to say, Durant?
I don't know. Sometimes they say annoying things
did it.
in Würzburg, like open sesame or...
And the door opens.
No, this is the Arcana magic that I was talking about, like the round circular, like the seam that Peleus saw does that, lights up in red, and then the two eyes and the tongue that's sort of those you would imagine, based off of what you know of the red, that there's probably 3 seams right there.
You
Those light up
guys-
blue, though, that match the rest of the blue of the spire.
You guys, that sword piece that you have, do you think we need to do something with that here at the door?
Durok,
Yeah.
you have the sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might be a good
Should we-
idea to try. Here.
Are you eating?
What? Yeah, I was hungry on guard duty. Sorry.
You pulled out a ration.
Like maybe
Turk's just gonna
put
bowl of
the sword
spaghetti.
in the mouth or something. Listen, while you guys are laughing, do you think maybe you should put the sword in the mouth or something?
All right, you take guard duty, Cinder, and I'll put the hole in the mouth.
You got it.
You mean the sword?
The sword in the mouth.
I'll put the
Okay.
sword in the mouth.
So stupid.
It's a dwarven euphemism.
Am I back yet? Am I unbanished?
I'm just letting him be silly. Yes, as Durok starts, like he pulls out this big old half piece of a broadsword, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to stab this rock with this sword," and then Peleus just is like, zoop, blinks back into existence, laying on the ground, and sits up like.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll think it's booby trapped.
Cinder, would you like to relate to Peleus what you see? Or
yes.
Catch him up?
Yes. We've gotten nowhere.
Peleus,
and here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, the sword
gonna-
idea.
Peleus, this is what Cinder also relates to you. He casts detect magic with his little tongue, and the entire spire has lit up like a very magical blue, not dissimilar to the wonderful blue in Peleus's rolling tray. And around the edge of the crease with the broad circle of what you pushed in is a fiery dark red, and around the eyes and the tongue is the same matching blue aura of the entire spire. He relates that to you, and then also relates to you. They're going to stab it with a sword now.
Or do you want to hit it with a fireball or something? I don't know. Like, I'm at a loss.
You know, I kind of want to use my stone cunning, stone history check here to check on this thing before I stab it.
Do you have stone?
And I want to.
Do you have
I
stone
want to
shape?
do a history check, but with my tongue and lick it.
Okay.
Get that nice saltiness.
Are you
Okay.
sure you don't want me to do that?
Roll for it.
All right.
I'll French this dragon face.
I can't wait to tell you guys. I hope he rolls really well. I can't wait to tell you guys the information I've already told you.
16, and
Yep.
I'm now licking the thing.
Okay. Durok, you start to
save Peleus from being
you start to
exploded.
intensely lick this this entire insignia.
I have eye contact.
You
with
notice,
Cinder.
yeah, you hold eye contact with Cinder. You're like, this is how you lick stuff, and you notice, like, look, there's a seam around the whole edge, and like you're saying it's glowing red, and then look right here, and like you lick and you go, there's seams.
Gross, don't make that noise.
There's seams around the eyes and the tongue.
Right.
Boom. Now let me
That,
stab.
that seem to be glowing the same blue as the entire spire.
Oh, no. Just push in the eyes and the tongue. Not the whole piece.
That's
Okay.
stupid. I don't get to stab anything in this plan.
Well, see, where I screwed up is I pushed the whole piece in, right?
Oh,
And
I
that
didn't
was the
realize
trap.
that was the
Yes, whereas
differentiating.
yes, this is like a red
Bowling
means,
ball.
Red
Okay.
means no, yeah. It's like a bowling ball. Stick your fingers in the eyes and the mouth, and then it'll open.
Okay, so I'll push the eyes if someone wants to get between my legs and push the mouth.
It's not that big. It's like
Yeah.
standing up
No.
right in front
Well,
of you.
I've only got 2 hands, so
You have 5 fingers.
You can do it.
Oh,
by
it's that small.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
said
bowling
it's
ball.
about two, a
Bowling
little bit
ball.
bigger than a basketball in circumference.
Okay.
So
I do
go
that.
ahead.
I go and do that.
You bowling ball it?
I bowling ball it.
Great.
Yeah.
So you put both fingers on the eyes and one on the tongue, and you push it in, and those seem to sort of like recess, and like you hear air kind of go like, kss, and then the entire thing starts to go in like as before with Peleus, but
I quickly pull back my hand.
okay, you pull it out, but now the entire thing splits in the center and starts to open, and a door is revealed to you that will comfortably fit a 7-foot tall being and at least a 6-foot wide being. So if you're 7 by 6, it's going to be a tight fit.
I say that. Sorry, guys. This was a little bit different than one I experienced before.
Yeah, we can tell.
Sorry.
Look at that. Peleus gets it right
That's
again.
on me.
I feel like we overthought this
Huh?
again.
It's on me. I'm sorry, guys. I'll take that one.
Well,
I want you all to make perception checks real quick.
Do you guys still need me to stab it just in case?
You know what? Go ahead.
Yeah, just hit it with your sword real quick, Durok. Just
I got a natural crit fail.
great.
I was fist pumping until the end.
I got a non-natural 20.
I also
Dude.
got a non-natural 20.
Dude, it's been a good day for
Suck
me.
a bag of farts.
I got 11.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
so enamored Durok in very much so, and he's like distracting Cinder, like hitting him. He's like, look at this. Now we can go in a cave like a dwarf, and or some,
fault.
you know,
It's his fault.
I don't know, and so like Cinder's like, oh yeah, I like caves, and then unbeknownst to you, Ren and Peleus like, well, Peleus saves the day again, and then Ren and Peleus get that same funny little sensation that they had earlier, and they turn around and they see a human-like figure walking up towards them. And that's where we leave it for this week. Oh,
what a
ladies and
cliffhangy.
gents. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I have been host and DM for Season 3, Bentley Michaels. To my right, I have...
Caleb is Cinder Darkloft.
Dash is Peleus Ian Earth.
Milo's Ren.
And red is Dark Dragonsburn.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.